Hey everyone, Jeffrey from Honda Morristown here, and behind me today I have a 2022 Subaru WRX. Now, I have to admit, a WRX is a car that I am not, well, I was familiar with the model, but I'd never really gotten to be behind the wheel. A lot of them that I'd seen come on the lot were stick shift, and it's been a long time since I've driven one, and I'd hate to ruin one of the cars that we sell, but this one is an automatic. So I figured I'd snag the keys and, well, let's just go ahead and jump in. Let's do a walk around. Now, right away, you will note the size of the WRX. It is, to me, kind of in line with like a Honda Civic, kind of designed for being that smaller, sportier car while still being a full-size sedan. You definitely get that here in the WRX. It is also fun to drive with being all-wheel drive, and so you do get a little bit of extra control in that feel there. Now, the WRX does have, as I had dropped the key to pick it up, does have a button to release the trunk there. And as you can see, you do get a fair amount of space in this trunk, along with a fairly nice mat there. And as you can see, like I said, a decent amount of space. So very similar in with some of like our sedan style Civics, a decent sized trunk in a not super large car. Also very easy to close, all one-handed. Now, as I had said, it is very, very sporty. I mean, that is kind of what the WRX is known for as far as I understand it. When it comes to reliability, though, anytime that conversation comes up, I typically have three brands that are brought forward, whether it's by myself or you guys watching, and that being Honda, Toyota, and Subaru. So, if you are someone who wants to come check this out, or you have specific questions, of course, feel free to ask, or otherwise give us a call, anything like that. Otherwise, let's take a look inside. Now, all in all, it's actually a little bit of a straightforward interior, at least as far as I understand it. Now, you know, I really like these seats. They're kind of very much that bucket shape, kind of a little bit more akin to sort of a like racer feel. I do like the red detail stitching there. It is kind of a nice look with the two-tone seats as well. It is cloth. It does continue on into the back here. All in all, very nice. Now we're going to climb on inside here. I'm going to pull the key out now so I don't do what I did back there and drop it. And we're going to climb on inside. So, I'm going to get it fired up here. It is an actual key on this particular one. It's 2022. It does fire right up. Close the door. I know it's angry because I'm not wearing my seatbelt, but as you can see, it's a fairly easy to read display, nice bright on the dash there, and you do have a nice array of controls on the steering wheel as well. You do have a double screen and a fairly straightforward center console. And honestly, that's kind of the one thing that I'm not really sure how to feel about. It's definitely for this car. I mean, it's very stripped down. There's really only the cup holders, the shifter, and then this tiny little bay here for most likely like your phone or maybe an iPad or an iPod, something like that for an aux. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, for me, you know, it's a little stripped down, but I also don't know that I personally am the specific target audience for this car. I mean, this car definitely has, you know, that sporty, driver-focused feel. You're not probably going to want to have this car as your, you know, 9 to 5, 800-mile round trip, you know, vacation car. It's definitely built for performance. You drive this car and you feel like you're driving kind of like a little bit of a race car. I mean, even the way it sounds is very specific towards that kind of a feel. Now, all in all, it's very easy to use. I really do like the layout of it. I like the dual screen here. You've got the climate control on this side. The reflections kind of making it a little bit hard to see. It actually isn't too bad. My phone definitely is making the reflection a little bit worse than it is in person. Then this top screen is a pretty easy to navigate touch screen as well. And this is where like your radio and things like pop up here. It does have a little bit of a touch. It took me a second to realize that it wasn't just like a simple touch, like swipe like some of the new Hondas have. So that did take me a second, but as soon as I figured that out, it's like, oh yeah. But it's pretty easy to navigate, which I do like. I also like that it's kind of separated there. I don't mind that it's not all on one. It definitely gives a little bit more of a like fancy feel, a little bit more of like a tech feel to it, which is kind of fun. All in all, it does kind of give for a nice like driver feel too. I do like that, but I do also think that that is kind of the focus of this car. I mean, the WRX, as far as I know, is kind of designed to be a car that is a little bit more of a driver performance car. And again, I don't know a ton about Subaru. It's one of the ones on my list to learn about just because I don't have a ton of experience with them yet. But I hear nothing but good things. And actually, one of my fellow salesmen actually drives a WRX, and he loves it as far as I know. So, you know, all in all, it's a very, very fun to drive, very well handling car. I like that it does have the option for, you know, the paddle shift if that is something that you're looking for, but is an automatic so that you don't have to be someone who does drive a stick if you want to drive the car. It handles great. The all-wheel drive is very responsive, and it handles very, very well. Now, it definitely does have the feel of driving a sportier car, so like I said, it maybe isn't going to be your go-to if you're wanting just like a simple commuter vehicle. I'd probably go a little bit more towards like an Accord or potentially even a Civic, where you have a little bit more control over the way that it feels with the different drive modes. This is definitely geared towards that super specific experience. But if that's what you're looking for, this is definitely going to get you that. So, I mean, that's really kind of my real thoughts on it. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward car. It is fun to drive, I'm not going to lie, but not everyone's looking for that. But if you are someone that is looking for that, this is a great option. If you want to come check it out yourself, we are located at Honda Morristown here in Morristown, Tennessee. We can sell to other places, so if you know you want a car like this and you just haven't found one in your area, feel free to give us a call. We can deliver. We can talk through all that stuff if that's something you're looking for. But otherwise, I'm going to hop out here and I will leave you with this. Again, the nice bright orange 2022 Subaru WRX.